Alright everyone, I wasn't sure how I wanted to start the channel out, but since I'm on such a carp kick right now, and probably going to do some carp fishing this weekend, I figured I would start tying up some hair rigs, and we'll shoot a video on it. So, let's get started. I start with about 18 inches of either 30 or 40 pound braid. This right here is Power Pro 8 strand 40 pound braid. By far my preferred braid company. So we've got 18 inches of 40 pound braid, a swivel, a Gamakatsu number 6 octopus hook, and then got a bait stop, some artificial corn, and a 20 millimeter pineapple boilie, and that is from Mainline. It's their high leach pineapple, and let me tell you, I just took this out of the freezer, so it's still frozen solid, and all I can smell right now is pineapple. So let's get started. I like to start at the bottom and work my way up. So take a good bit, tie yourself a slip knot, which is just an overhand knot tied over the line. Pull it tight, and you know you did it right if you can grab your knot and slide it. So then in your tag end here, I like to tie just an overhand knot, and what that does is it works as a safety knot. So when there we go. So when you pull it tight, this line cannot stop, or can't slide through the knot here because of that second knot. So clip your tag end, throw that out, and you're going to come over and pull on that knot. Now again, you know you did it right if your knot still slides. So I'm going to slide it down pretty small while I tie the rest of the rig, and then we'll adjust from there. So now you're going to go back to the working end of your line, and you're going to run it up the shank and through the eye. You're going to pull that all the way back down. I like to leave a little bit there. And from there, what you're going to do, hang on, I got to turn this around. I'm right-handed. So what you're going to do from here is you're going to take this working end that went through the eye, and you're going to come back onto the shank, and you're going to wrap it. I usually go 8 to 10 wraps, depending on really nothing, actually, just whatever I get on there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now if you notice, when you do that, you want them sitting nice. You don't want them all bunched up. You don't want them out of order. You want to start at the eye and work your way down. Then you're going to take that working end again, and you're going to go back through the eye, and you're going to pull it. When you pull it tight, you're going to want to grab the hook and give it a little jerk, which will pull it tight and lock it in place. And that is a knotless knot. There is no knot there. It is all secured on pressure. So now I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to throw a half hitch in this lower strand here. So you just come back up through. And that just keeps it to the shank, so that when they grab their bait, the hook doesn't flip out. So from here, again, back to the working end. Now your swivel. I use a polymer knot here, which I have another video explaining the polymer knot, but we'll go over it real quick. So you are going to double up, run the closed end through your swivel. You are going to tie an overhand knot. I just use the hemostats for convenience. So you tie your overhand knot, then you take this loop and you run your swivel through that loop and pull tight. And when you do this, you want to make sure that loop that you just created sits on top of your knot. You don't want it to go below. Again, give it a little pull. Snip off your tag end here. And there is your hair rig. So you are going to attach your main line to the side of your swivel. You have your knotless knot. You have your half hitch. You have your hair and your loop. Now, what you're going to do here is you're going to take your baiting needle, which I actually don't have mine handy right now, and you're going to hook your baiting needle to this loop here. You are going to feed whatever you're using for bait, whether it be corn, artificial corn, boilies. I've seen combinations. I've seen people use other stuff. I stick with the tried and true of corn and boilies. You're going to feed that down your baiting needle and onto your line. So it's going to sit like so. You do not want it right on it, and you don't want it a mile away. And the reason being is that carp are very sensitive, and they sense that hook. And if your bait is on the hook, they're going to sense that hook, and they're not going to take it. When you put your bait down here, they sense the bait, they take the bait, and as the bait gets sucked in, so does the hook. And you tend to catch on the edge of a lip, which makes it really convenient coming back out. So once you get your bait on there, you're going to take your bait stop, and if you look at it, there's a little groove cut in one side of it. So you're going to take that, you're going to sit your loop into that groove, and then you're going to pull it tight. And I try to bury my knot in that groove. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And then your bait is going to sit on top of that bait stop, and you're good to go. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, and tight lines, everyone.